Hey folks, it's Pravus. Been a little while since my last upload, long time no see. For those of you who have been paying attention, you know exactly why. If you watched my State of the Channel video, or if you've been paying attention to my YouTube community page, you know that at long last, my second son was indeed born, who we are affectionately calling the Spare in my Discord community. He is an absolutely beautiful, healthy baby boy, though he was born a bit early. You see, you do get regular ultrasounds during a pregnancy, and toward the late stages of the pregnancy, we knew that the baby was breech, which means that the baby's head is up instead of facing down, and you can't give birth to a breech baby, not properly. So our doctor sent us to the University of Virginia Teaching Hospital to have a consultation to see if there's a way to maybe flip the baby, because that is something that can happen. And while they were doing that check, they realized that the Spare has something called fetal growth restriction, which basically means he was not growing in the womb anymore, not the way he was supposed to. And there's a lot of reasons why that can happen. They could literally be out of space, there could be something wrong with the placenta, but regardless, the solution is the baby needs to be born early, get him out of the womb so that he can start resuming growth and get back to where he ought to be. So the real concern was that we were going to have the baby really early, and he was going to be so underweight he'd have to go into intensive care. Fortunately, we did avoid that. He was born 10 days early overall, but it came out at least a healthy enough weight that we were able to avoid that, and we got to go home within a couple of days. So it kind of moved all of my plans to the left a little bit, but other than that, pretty smooth pregnancy, pretty smooth delivery. And he is absolutely precious, and we love this baby to death. He is way chiller than his brother was at this age, though. Good lord. This kid just wants to eat and sleep. It's great, he barely even cries. His big brother? Not so much. So honestly, taking care of a new baby hasn't really been that bad. The thing that's been much tougher than we expected is the toddler. The heir is now very jealous of our attention and time and is clinging to me constantly. So it's a good thing I have a reasonably long, by American standards, paternity leave of about 6 weeks, because we need that much time just to adjust. But we're getting there. We are getting there. We're very happy. Everyone's healthy. It's looking solid across the board. So that's why I haven't uploaded in a while, and it's also why I will continue not to upload for a while. Again, if you guys have been paying attention and you watched my State of the Channel video, I did explain that with the birth of my second son, I kind of reach a crossroads where I really need to decide what is sustainable with YouTube. Is this something I'm going to continue full speed ahead, or is this something I need to pull back on or quit entirely? And I need some time in order to figure that out. So the plan right now is a whopping 6-month sabbatical. I know, that's a very, very long time. It scares me. I've been doing YouTube for about 13 years now, so walking away for this long feels insane to me. But I do think it is necessary so that I can step back and have a clear head and decide what's going to be my business strategy, or do I need to reprioritize and maybe step away entirely? These are things I don't know, but this is something I'm going to figure out. There will be some exceptions, I think, to the sabbatical when certain games that I'm very highly anticipating do eventually release. So for example, when After Ink Revival comes out, I know people want to see Mega Brutal guides. I'll work on those. When things like EU5 comes out, which we assume is going to be this year, I'll play that, right? If The Alters comes out, I'll play that, right? There'll be some exceptions, but for the most part, it's going to be radio silence. Though on the topic of whether or not I'm going to step away from YouTube, that decision might actually get made for me in about 10 weeks, whether I like it or not. Most of you guys probably don't know that YouTube made an announcement to their content creators that they're going to change how mid-roll ad placement works, because they have correctly pointed out that a lot of content creators have been placing way too many ad breaks and not really paying attention to whether it disrupts the flow of the video. So for example, you'd get an ad mid-sentence with some people. And that's a fair criticism. It does reduce viewer engagement. So YouTube plans on getting rid of that. All ads have to be non-disruptive. And to help with that, they are rolling out this AI auto placement tool, which is supposed to help find those ad placements for you. The problem is they've had this tool for a while. And for me, I don't really have a lot of silence in my videos. That's intentional. I want things to clip along very quickly. So 90% of the time, that tool only places one ad at the very end of the video when I say, "I'll see you next time." Then it places an ad, and then it's 15 seconds of outro, and then the video's over. Absolutely worthless. Now you can opt out of this and only manually place ads, but then they have to be reviewed by YouTube, which does not have a great track record of actually reviewing anything. And even worse, This is a retroactive update, which means my library of thousands of videos is about to get scanned by this tool to decide if ads are disruptive and then disable them. And considering we know how this tool treats me, I'd say there's a very good chance that almost all of my thousands of videos are effectively going to be demonetized, or at least reduce their ad revenue by a massive, massive margin. And considering the old videos still make up the majority of views every month, right? I get millions of views per month, but I have so many old videos, they still make up the bulk of it. I'm expecting like a 50 or 60% drop in my ad revenue. Maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe YouTube is going to hear the feedback and the outcry from creators and they're going to make some improvements to the tool so it's not actually useless. I don't know. I just know that if that does happen, I think that the odds of me continuing YouTube are very low. Not because I don't enjoy what I'm doing, but because I have to prioritize family, and if YouTube doesn't even pay anything, why am I doing a second job, you know? So here's hoping that by May 12th, YouTube actually does make some changes and improve this system, because otherwise, I may never come back, we will see. But I'm hoping that they do. I would like to come back. I'm very invested in coming back. I just got to figure out what that's going to look like, but I won't rehash everything from that previous video. I just wanted to explain for those who have not been paying attention, this is why I have not been uploading as of late, this is why I'm not going to be uploading for a good long while, but hopefully you guys will be patient, stick around, certainly hit the notify bell so you can be aware when I do upload something, and then of course, I will see you when I have a proper plan. Thank you all very much for your continued support, for me and for my family, and I will see you guys next time.